What's going on, everybody? Lauren with the TMF Podcast, and we're going to do a quick recap of what happened today with AMC stock. Everyone's doing AMC videos. Everyone's telling you it's going to short squeeze. Everyone's telling you it's $2,000 a share. Everyone's telling you we're going to see 100. Everyone's telling you that the hedge funds have to cover, and everyone's talking about naked shorts. Let me tell you, from just an average dude's perspective, what we have happening. I'm not going to tell you it's going to any of them things at all. I'm going to tell you why I hope it does, but I'm going to tell you that let's just be honest. Let's just look at the chart. Let's just see what we're talking about, right? We're not spreading FUD. We're not spreading fear, uncertainty, or doubt. What we are doing is talking about your money and my money and where it could probably be tomorrow and whether or not we should be concerned about it. I have some people join the chat today that I did enjoy talking to for sure. And we talked about it. So I have the chart pulled up here. This is today's chart. But before we get into this, let's just go back to the 30-minute chart and look at what's happened, right? Let's just knock it back a couple days because we had this insane run-up of 118% where it peaked. And then we had a little bit of a consolidation afterwards, which was phenomenal. And then we had an after-hours bump up to 77, which was super exciting. And then we had this big tank back down into the 50s. And then we were hovering down in the 40s. And then we were way back down into the lower 40s. And then we kind of got back up today where we closed at $55. What does this all mean? Here's the thing. I keep seeing this. I see it in comments. I see it in Reddit posts. I see it in WEBULL comments. I see it in chat on other YouTubers' channels because I watch all of this. I'm not out here just doing this, just making it up. I'm paying attention to everybody. I watch Meet Kevin. I watch Matt Kors. I watch Trey's Trades. I even watch Justin Kelly. I even watch Cameron, who streams them after hours with his little followers. I watch all of these guys. And then I watch the news clips that we see. And I pay attention because I've been paying attention to it, a lot of these for a while, and just trying to get a grasp on what all this actually means. So right now, AMC, I'm going to pull up the, and look, all these numbers, they are what they are. But I was going to pull up the Stonko tracker here for AMC. It was updated, I don't know, up to as minute as they can, right? Short shares available to borrow, 550,000. Last week, that number was 1.4 million, which means shorts have borrowed more shares, which means they have more shares to throw at you if you're holding AMC stock. The rate there says 6%. I don't know how accurate that is. The in-the-money calls on June 11th right now is 137,000. And then at $60 strikes, calls in the money, 35,212. So there's a bunch in there, right? A bunch of stocks in the money right now. SSR is not in effect tomorrow. We have gotten past the SSR for the day. And this is where we're at. What I see happening is positive. It is. It's positive for the stock ticker in general. When we look across this broad spectrum here, we don't see any major cliffs. I mean, yeah, we see this here. This looks like a big cliff. When I say we don't have any major cliffs, you started at $12. You've made it 5x $12. You've made it to the mid to high 50s, and you're staying there. And that is a consolidation period across a longer span, which is good if you're just holding shares. It sucks if you have call options like me and we're just bleeding out. I mean, like I bought 145 calls last week for the end of this week because the stock gamma squeezed so hard. And, we're hoping that triggers some other effects. Here's the problem. When you compare this to what happened with GameStop, with what happened with GameStop, the hedge funds did not see that coming. Right? It got squeezed. They were not prepared for that to happen. AMC stock is different, and even GameStop now is different because you've been telling them every day on YouTube and on the internet and on the news, every single day, you're telling them what they have to do. Now, I'm not the smartest guy out there in the financial world, but I know this. If you constantly tell me what I have to do to lose the game, I'm probably going to try to do whatever I can to win the game. So we're showing all our cards. That's what the apes are doing. We're putting it all on the table for you. And we're going, this is what we have. We have this much of the free float. We're going to go out and buy this. These are the positions we're taking. We're not going to hold until it hits a certain number. And the hedge funds know this, or whoever's shorting it knows this is a fact. They also know now we are in a psychological warfare. We're not so much in a dollar for dollar warfare, because we will never win a dollar for dollar battle against someone who has 100x the dollars that we have. We simply cannot win. And I see this comment pop up a lot about, well, they're losing. They lost $1 billion, lost $2 billion. If you've got $2 billion to lose, you got more than $2 billion. And if you think that they only make money on the way down, you're highly mistaken. If I had that kind of money, smartest thing I would do is say, you know what, we're going to short the shit out of this. And then you look at it and go, and they just keep buying it. They just keep buying the stock. All right, well, we're losing money. What do we do? All right, well, we're going to buy the stock and we're going to rocket it up. So we're going to buy a bunch of shares, something like Mudrick Capital did. Let's buy these 8 million shares or however many million it was. And then the stock goes up and then we go, cool, let's sell them and then short the shit out of it because we're going to move it. We're going to move this ticker. And once we start moving the ticker, we're going to start scaring people. When we do that enough, we can scare them. Now, when you buy an option or a share for that matter, and you pay today $59. You paid $59 for it, and it went down to $52. You buy more at 52 and you average down your position. The shorts can do the same thing. They can average up their short. They can minimize their risk. For some reason, it appears to me that the consensus amongst most people who don't know much about the stock market or stocks in general or how it works is that they've shorted it and therefore they're constantly losing money as long as it's not at zero. That's not the case. We have no idea what the short position is. That is a huge disadvantage to us. They know our position. They see the calls, they see the puts, they see the open interest contracts, they get the data. When you click the buy button or the sell button in Robinhood or WEBULL or Cash App or wherever, they get the data before the trade executes. They are one little step ahead of you, but also one giant step ahead of everyone. So we have to keep that in mind. While they will lose some money on some plays, we all do, they're also going to play this game and make money. So we think, oh, they're covering. Yeah, maybe they covered some shares. Maybe they also rode it up and made money on the way up and minimized the loss. Maybe they made enough money where they're going to go both ways. That we do not know. We are at a huge disadvantage because they know every move you're making. Not only do they know it because you've told them what you're doing, but also they know it before the trade even executes. They've collected the data and they're going to be on the move. So when you're looking at AMC, and I had to think about this because when it was at $12 and it went to 15 and then 20 and then 25 and then 28 and then 30 and then, 32 or whatever it was before it really got a good bump there, 36. Yeah, there you go, 36.49. And I'm thinking, what number do we have to reach to really trigger a short squeeze? And the answer is there's no number. There is no number. You've hit 70 something dollars, $72 or whatever, right? The 52-week high, the all-time high. There is no number that will effectively trigger the short squeeze. The only thing that will cause the shorts to cover is them finally pulling out of the position because they do not want to play this game anymore. If you've got that much money to lose and you're all of a sudden no longer in a battle of dollar for dollar financials, you're in a battle of pride. Apes don't want to sell. You don't want to sell. You're shorting the stock. We're going to short it down into the dirt. And every day they wake up going, we're going to put this stock in the dirt. And you make it personal, and I'm sure they're making it personal. I think that's what's happening. And I don't foresee a short squeeze effectively happening because they have money to lose. And eventually, apes run out of money. And there's enough new people in here. And believe me when I tell you this, there are enough people in here that are playing with money they cannot afford to lose. And they will get scared and sell. They will sell that position. There's enough of them. Believe me, there's enough of you out there holding, and that will not matter. If your limit's $80 or $100 or $5,000 or $100,000 or whatever it is, or you just say I'm just going to hold AMC forever and pass it down to my kids. Cool story. You don't matter. If you're holding it that long, you don't matter in this game. What does matter is the people who you're up against are not going to just roll over and hand you the keys to the castle. It's not going to happen. It's going to be an epic fight. It's going to be a fight of who's got the most money, who's got the most time. You start bleeding out options, people start losing big money on options, they're going to change the way they play the game. For sure. I'd be interested to know in the comment section who privately, as just an individual retail trader, owns the most shares in AMC. And I'm not talking about an institution. I'm not talking about like Robinhood even, not a brokerage, just a dude. Like we had the GameStop had one big factor going for it. That was huge. And that was DFV, right? Roaring Kitty. Roaring Kitty comes out and says, I've got this much GameStop. And then they put him on trial, kind of, and they say, all right, well, would you buy it at today's price? And he said, fuck yeah. And he went the next trading day, and he doubled down his position. AMC does not have a DFE. AMC has a Trades, has a Matt Kors, who have money in the stock. They don't have deep effing pockets money in the stock. That dude had $30 million worth of GameStop at play. All his money, as far as we know. That's big money. You get someone like Meet Kevin to show up and say, all right, I'm gonna drop $10 million on GameStop or $10 million on AMC. That makes a dent, and it also rallies people behind him. Now, while I do think AMC has a strong rally and a strong following right now, I think the following is just little baby apes, right? I saw a guy post a comment on WEBULL, who's with me, and his a picture of his Cash App history, and it was all these purchases, AMC, $1, $1. Bro, you haven't even bought one share of AMC. If you think sending $1 through Cash App is doing anything, because Cash App's not executing a trade on AMC for $1. Cash App's going to combine a bunch of trades to make a dent. It would take a ton of little bitty baby apes buying dollar piece bills here to move anything, right? That ticker did not move when you spent $1. I promise you, 155 of a share is not going to move it. Now, if you're dropping $100, that might put a little dent in the order book. See a lot of people. I think the rally cry needs to be bigger. This is what I'm getting at. AMC is not a dead cat. It's held well in the 50s, which is crazy because we are fully transparent that AMC as a company is not worth $55 a share. Everyone knows this. This is not rocket science. This is not new news. This is not FUD. This is just common knowledge. AMC as a company is not worth $55. However, AMC as a brand and a movement, easily $55. Easily $40 at this point. And it could stay here. And I said this before, I think AMC will be GameStop 2.0 in the fact that GameStop rose to a number that was ridiculous for the stock, and then it came down to a number that was also still ridiculous for the company. And then GameStop did something and made some changes moving forward to which their company will meet the value of the stock. I think AMC will also achieve the same outcome. We will hit a number. Maybe it's in the 40s. maybe it's in the 50s, maybe it's in the 30s, where AMC can do something as a company to be worth that value. I do believe that. I think that they've obviously done some offerings, they've raised some capital, restructured debt, and they're going to look at what can we do to make money, to make our stock worth this money, to make our company worth more, because they have to evolve. And I believe that they know that. I believe that is very clear. And I foresee that happening. As far as the rest of it goes, you need to trade smart. Look, I make dumb decisions all the time. I should not have bought 145 calls and held them as long as I have. Dumb decision. That's dumb money. I bought shares and made money on shares, and I've traded shares up and down. I've traded shares hoping that it would go up higher, and I've been down money. I bought them lower, and they've gone up. You have to be smart. There's the thing about diamond handing your shares forever that I do not fully comprehend, because you don't own a paper share, right? You didn't get a share and go, here's my share. I have this tangible thing, and I can hold it. And I can put it in my wallet, put it in my safe. I can put it in my file cabinet. You don't. You have a digital copy of something that somebody sold you. Sometimes. Just have a number on a screen. There's no harm in tomorrow, AMC opens up 10% up, and you selling all of your shares, taking all of that money, watching AMC go down 10%, and spending all of that money on shares, and coming out with 10% more shares than you started with. If you really want to consume all the shares in the free float, you have to buy more of them. Why does this theory not work? Because I feel like people don't tell you to do that. They just buy more. You run out of money. I only have so much money. But I've seen AMC worth $65, $68, $70 and then drop to 40. You could have almost had 50% more, almost 100% more shares if you would have sold and then bought the dip. Tell me why that's bad. Because whether you like to admit it or not, someone is going to sell at the top and they're going to buy at the bottom. And just because you diamond handed it did not stop the stock from going up and down. All it did was stop you from making a little extra money or having more shares. Leave a comment and tell me what you feel about that, because that's how I feel about it. And you've got guys, I watched him, Matt Kors. I made money on these calls. I made money on these options. I'm going to buy more shares. Good. Do you think he paid $59 today for more shares? Unlikely. They want a deal. If they didn't care about getting a deal, they'd buy it at whatever the price is, whenever it was. But no one's that reckless with their money. They're just not. If you made $10,000 or $50,000 or $10 on options, and you were going to buy stock on AMC, you're like, all right, well, let's just wait it out. Let's just see where it goes. Instead of buying it on the way up, you're like, I want to wait and see if this goes down further. I want to buy it today. What was its low today? Today's low was $51.50. I want to buy it at $51.50. I don't want to pay $59. You're going to hold it forever. What does it matter? What's the matter? Just buy it. But psychologically, we're not going to do that. So that's my thoughts. Going into tomorrow, it looks promising. I'm not going to spread FUD on that. I think today was a 14% gain, almost 15%, plus 2 going into tomorrow. To me, that doesn't matter. It only matters at 9:30. That's what matters. The after hours, the pre-market, they can do whatever they want. They can get you super excited. They can crush your hopes and dreams before you ever have a chance to do anything. But I do think that it holding this level and it not tanking completely back into the 30s is super strong. To have a support level above $50 could see this thing slow climb back into the 70s or 80s. And, if they don't short it to death, like today and Friday, and it bounces back, more power to it. I think there's good money to be made here, but we have to be smarter. We have to be smarter than a dumb ape who just buys it and holds it forever and waiting on a pipe dream. Because We have to be realistic. It's a pipe dream. It is. If you got 100 shares of AMC and you're hoping it hits $1,000 a share this week, next week, the week after, and you're planning life fucking changes on that, you got to stop. Right? The guys out here shorting it, they know what they're doing. They've been at longer 2 months. You know what I mean? They've been doing this a long time. You just got AMC and you bought some shares and you feel like you're in it to win it. While you're over here doing this, Clove went up freaking Clove's at 1287. It went up 40%. Could have made money there too. Someone's going to make a lot of money on all these plays. You're diamond handing your $42 position. Look, we got to do better. I want to see everyone succeed. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. I don't care if they're good, bad, indifferent, ugly. I honestly don't care. I'll reply to all of them. It's a good time. And we will stream tomorrow. I have a lot to do tomorrow at work, so it'll probably be kind of boring. I had stuff to do today, family stuff, so I wasn't around all day either. But we're going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to keep following it. I'm going to watch some of the other ones too. And, you know, I'm pretty transparent with what I'm doing during the day. So we can either make money together or we can lose money together or we can do the opposite. I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is we got to be more realistic and we got to do better. We got to be smarter than ourselves. So I hope everyone has a great day tomorrow. AMC rockets to the moon. And I'll see you guys later.